Good evening. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the 2022 graduation event for MG21. I want to do just a few acknowledgements, and then we'll get to the fun part. I'm Tom Stolper. I'm the president of the MG21 Governance Board. The school is run by a 7-member governance board, and the members of that governance board, I think all of whom, or maybe we're missing one, are here tonight. So they are Raiden Edsith Griffin over here, Phil McDade's over there somewhere, Tom Howe I saw in the back, Sue Carr I saw in the back, Elizabeth Wheeler I saw in the back, and I'm not sure if Tony Gadke is here. I can't see looking into the sun anyway. But it is that group which runs the school. You'll hear more about McDade and Howe a little bit later, not from me, but from somebody else. Second, few announcements or acknowledgements, I should say. The big school board, the elected school board, I know there's at least 2 members here, so thank you for your support of our school. And also Dan Olson, who is the superintendent of the whole district, is also here. And Dan, thank you for all of your support over the years of MG21. But the real stars of this show are the class of 2022. And so it is the class of 2022. We're here to celebrate with their families. And we're just delighted to be able to do this. And as I said last night, it is because of you that this school exists. And so we keep that in mind all the time. So congratulations to the class of 2022, and I'm going to turn the program over to Michelle Bartman.
Can you hear me okay? Good. Okay. So when I was searching for the right word to sum up the MG21 class of 2022, so many possibilities came to mind. I started with words like creative, artistic, and musical. Then I moved on to independent, sussy, kind, competitive. But while all those words certainly applied, they just weren't what I was looking for. And then I stumbled upon change. I think change might be a pretty fitting word for this group. This group of students is the last graduating class to know MG21 before it became a 612 program. They have experienced the growing pains of a school changing to almost double its size. They have experienced the departure of beloved staff members and the changes that new staff, or the lack of new staff, has brought. They have experienced changes in schedules. They have experienced a global pandemic that changed how they were taught, how they learn, how they interact, how they care for themselves, how they take care of themselves, and how they take care of others. They have experienced changes in the makeup of their school community and sometimes in their families. So change works. But as apt a word as change may be for this group, I don't think it's the word that will come to mind when I think of them. You see, these changes happened to these students. They didn't ask for many of these changes, they didn't want many of these changes, and they didn't like many of these changes. So maybe change isn't the right word. Maybe the right word, the word that exemplifies the young people sitting in front of you now, is resilience. You see, Many of these changes have been really, really hard. Many of these changes have been characterized by loss, trauma, uncertainty, or anxiety. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows and we can do hard things, although I want to be clear to the class of 2022 that we can do hard things. This group of students didn't just skip or dance through all these changes. They didn't even walk through some of the changes. You see, sometimes these changes brought them to their knees. In fact, sometimes the only way this group could move forward on their path was to crawl. And sometimes they had to carry each other. And sometimes they didn't think they could make it. But they did make it. They made it here. They made it to this arbor, under this tree, in front of our school, to become the graduating class of 2022. So there are many words I can use to describe the class of 2022. They are growing, they are exploring, they are strong, they are kind, they are smart, they are empathetic, they are change makers, they are social justice warriors. They are resilient, and they will do great things. And now I invite that resilient class of 2022 to come and share their stories with you. Mary?
Hi. I am Marian Bevanchek, but you can all call me Mary. I am 18 years old and I've been attending MG21 for about 2 years, one being mostly online. The rest of my education was spent at Monona Grove. Before now, I played softball and golf my first 2 years of high school, and even managed to make varsity golf my sophomore year. I transferred my junior year, and my senior year I played basketball, and I'm currently awaiting my draft into the big leagues. I was arguably the best player. Throughout my time at MG21, I have been able to discover who I am with the help of an amazingly supportive community. I've made so many connections and relationships with those in this community, even finding an amazing group of close friends. Because MG21 prioritizes community growth, my social and conversational skills have improved greatly because I was around such unique and beautiful people. Personally, I've made significant progress mentally and physically compared to my miserable freshman self. I remember my freshman year faintly. I remember feeling like I was aware of the fact that a new chapter of my life was unfolding before my eyes. There was some sort of comfort in knowing this was the start of my journey, and not yet the end. Now, 4 years later, I'm there. This stage of my life is nearing its end. There will be no more musty school buses, no more field trips, no more Wednesdays, and no more big stalls. I will soon forget the usual burning smell coming from the kitchen and the buzzing sound of RC cars going up and down the hallways. I will miss the bizarre change in temp/smell from room to room and hearing about the many lives that Jean has lived. I will miss Michelle's loudspeaker, but not Michelle. And I will miss being the worst at basketball. I will miss the P Squad and sneaking Malcolm in and out of the girls' bathroom. Most of all, though, I will miss all of you. You both, the staff and students, are what make MG21 so unique. Whether it's by making art out of pads and tampons, or by throwing a dodgeball at 90 miles per hour. I leave here with such a love for all of you. I regret one thing in my 4 years of high school, and that is not coming here sooner. This school changed my life by allowing me to be authentically myself, someone I had thought to have lost a long time ago. I often wonder what would be different if I had come here sooner. Or maybe I came right when I was supposed to. Either way, I wouldn't change a thing, because if MG21 taught me anything, it's that I'll be okay. Things fall into place. I'd like to thank our teachers, Michelle, Joel, and Rebecca, for teaching me how to love education and find value in life. I'd also like to thank Gene and Stacy. Gene for his humor and wisdom, also known as poop stories, and Stacy for being the kind, gentle voice I needed to hear in the morning. I'd also like to thank my family for never giving up on me. And to my friends, thank you for being in my life. You have all brought me such joy and belonging. I would have never been able to do this without you. My freshman year self would have never pictured me here, graduating school happily, surrounded by people I love. If you leave with anything I say today, let this be it. You will be okay. Things will work out. Love always finds a way. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Miriam Bloom. In the summer of 2020, I moved into a little yellow house on a hill. It doesn't have a dishwasher and the utilities don't always quite work, but it has a sprawling garden and 3 mulberry trees that bear a ridiculous abundance of fruit every summer. That was also the year I came to MG21. And like many of my friends here, I inherited a life that was a story about poverty, abuse, self-destruction, and nights that felt impossible to survive. I'm not going to explain the details of that story because we all know how it goes. But here's what's important. There is a child in me that always wanted to have a garden, that knew a quiet spark of light and anger, that knew what miracles mean. That part of myself can get lost in noise and fear and trauma, but it's unkillable. Abuse was finally subtracted from the equation of my family when I moved to that little yellow house, but the aftermath of intergenerational trauma is going to follow me for the rest of my life. And there are people here that know what that means. There is hard work to do. We all come to school carrying death and food scarcity and stolen pasts and stolen futures. And we also come to school carrying love. That's the common thread in this senior class. We come from deep pain, and we sing about it. We write poems and paint pictures on the wall and play guitar in the bathrooms. We give each other gifts, crystals, art, trinkets, weird, creepy dolls, vulnerability, honesty, anger, affirmation, and love. We engineer the ways that we'll survive together. Knowing these weirdos, artists, and survivors has been one of the most wild and beautiful gifts of my life. Our healing heals each other. Our joy makes paths. We fertilize our gardens with ash and muck and trash, the materials we were given. We grow imperfect and fulfilling fruits. I want to thank Rebecca Fox-Blair for planting the garden that is MG21, and Michelle Bartman and Paul Marks for meeting my panic with humor and steadfastness. Joel and Ian, thank you for showing me a masculinity that's rooted in justice, gentleness, and deep listening. Stacy, thank you for your kindness and calm and putting up with me being late all the time. And Jean, thank you for your storytelling. Jess Frayne, thank you for showing me what a flourishing future can look like for people like me. Thank you to all my singularly amazing friends who take me on strange adventures, bring me luminous joy when I'm in deep pain, call me out, and teach me everything I know. Thank you to my grandparents for their massive and unending and resilient generosity, and to my sibling Coco for their bravery, companionship, and good jokes. Finally, thank you to my mom for starting the work of uprooting the poison. May every garden flourish.
Hello. My name is Ashton, and I have changed tremendously since coming here. When I think about it, coming to MG21 has truly changed me for the better. We try to do community service as much as we can, and I love helping out people in our community. For example, I loved helping out the ladies when there was flooding in Monona a few years back. Before coming to MG21, I wouldn't have done anything like that or even tried to help in that kind of way. MG21 has opened my eyes and showed me that there are things that we can do to help people in bad times. I have learned so much here at MG21. I've learned how to build things out of wood, learned to write more fluently, and to have my writing be more understandable. I've learned that I can basically do anything I set my mind to. I've met some of the best people here, and I'm glad I did. All the teachers played their part in helping me. I appreciate everything they do. And I want to give a thanks to my grandma and my girlfriend for supporting me and getting me to school every day. And thank you to FB for calling me every morning and getting me to school. I appreciate everything you do for our community and the school. Thank you, Joel, for playing basketball with us. I enjoy all of your classes, and you make everything more fun. Thank you, Michelle. Your classes were fun most of the time with the cooking and eating. I also enjoyed your Mars class. Thank you, Marks. You bring so much to this community, and everyone's going to miss you. And finally, thank you, Jean, Stacy, Ian, and Jess. I've grown as a person here, and I'm very glad I did. And I'm glad I had the chance to come here and learn so much. A lot of people don't get the chance to choose how they learn or what they can learn about. In my opinion, that's definitely the best thing about MG21. It gives you the skills you'll need in life and lets you focus on topics you're passionate about. What will the future hold for me? In the long term, I want to be with people I care about, like family and friends and my cat, and have a job I enjoy and a happy life. Thank you.
Hey everyone, what's up? My name's Jacob. This is my fourth and final year at MG21. My values are to treat others the way you want to be treated. I know most of you see this as something that people are supposed to learn in kindergarten, but some people lack the ability to grasp such a simple concept. I will never lack confidence because life's too short to have insecurities. These values are very important to me. No matter what anybody tells me, I will always hold on to them. I listen to a lot of hip-hop albums and artists, East Coast, West Coast, doesn't matter. I love OG hip-hop. I love my friend group. Some I've known for 3 years, some I just met a couple months ago. No matter how long I've known them, I plan on sticking with these guys for a long time. Excuse me. Love y'all. I have the greatest girlfriend who I plan to spend my life with. I love woodworking, carpentry, and plan on pursuing a career in the trades. When I first came to MG21, I was confused by myself. I didn't have many friends, interests, confidence, or self-respect, or respect for myself or others around me. During my 4 years in middle school, I was bullied daily by others around me, and almost every day was miserable due to the constant stress and anxiety I endured. Nobody was interested in being friends with me or even conversing with me. After middle school, I made the decision to try something different. I applied to MG21 hoping for a better experience than middle school. Going into my first year of high school at MG21, I was terrified. I knew nobody and the learning environment was foreign. I had no idea where to start. Should I socialize or should I start a project? Well, to be perfectly honest, I didn't have the confidence to socialize. So I started a few projects that year and made my way through freshman year, barely with the social life. Sophomore year came around, and at the first trimester had just been about the same. Then I tried escaping my small group of friends to make an attempt to socialize. I met my now new best friend Berto and developed my social skills while also assisting him develop his social skills. I've met a lot of friends through him, and we've been best friends since. Sophomore year, I just really wanted to try new things, I suppose, so I decided to sign up for wood class with Sheen. I loved every second of the process of creating that little wooden chest with him. What was originally a hobby of creating different things out of wood slowly turned into a job of doing carpentry work. I'm so much stronger, self-confident, and a mentally sound individual than I was 4 years ago. I would take so many things away from this school. The senior wilderness trip really made me realize how awesome the teachers in my class are. It got so emotional around that campfire that Michelle almost cried, and she has little to no emotion. Just having a space away from school to talk to my class and teachers, even the people that I may have not previously gotten along with, seemed so interesting when listening to and conversing with. I never realized how much I'd missed this place until the very end. Looking back, I'm very lucky to have discovered MG21, the people, and the students here. I'd like to thank my girlfriend for always being here, even when I'm at my worst state, my mama for raising me and helping me with literally everything she could possibly help with. Honestly, nobody can compare to you, Mom. She's such an amazing woman. The amount of stuff she deals with at work and outside of work is ridiculous. And through all that, she's still cheerful and funny. I have the best mom. Nobody can change my mind. My stepdad, Aaron, for being a great role model, teacher, coach, and father. This man raised me, even though we're not blood related. The boys, for hanging out with me and making me laugh so hard I lose my breath. Joel, for sharing some really cool albums, always being open to conversation and being a great teacher and friend. Besties for life. Rebecca, for keeping me on task by any means and doing all the hard work behind the scenes. Honestly, Rebecca, we really appreciate you, and I don't think you get enough credit. Jean, for helping me discover my love for carpentry. Michelle, for always believing in me and everyone else at MG21. I also don't think she gets as much credit as she deserves. Ian, for helping me find a motivation in my schoolwork. I've never met somebody as nice, as cheerful as him, and it's awesome. Marks, for giving me proper correction in my behavior when needed. Ollie, for having good values and being low-key hilarious. All my family, my dad, the school we for bringing me great memories, Mr. Brown, Dozer, and the youth apprenticeship program. To those who have been, and most of all, to those who have been negative and tried to put me down, I want you to know all your negativity and harassment is what gives me a motivation. It only drives me to be better. I leave here tonight a high school grad with self-respect and confidence that will carry me forward in life. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Malcolm. Some of my interests are like music, cooking, art, and nature. Some things that are important to me are my family and friends. I value respect, creativity, and empathy. I've changed a lot since I started high school until now. I used to be loud, annoying, obnoxious, offensive, and attention-seeking. And now I'm not like that at all. During COVID, I had a lot of time away from outside influences like friends in school. My friends were not the best influence on me and normalized things that I don't agree with anymore. Coming to MG21 as a senior was a challenge. I haven't really grown much in my ability to be part of this community because I don't really know how, but in the past few months I've tried really hard to make more connections with people. One thing that has happened this year is I've started networking to go down the path I want to go for my career. One takeaway that I have is I wish I could have started going to this school earlier. I feel like I barely learned anything in school, And once I was online, I was able to get by easily because I didn't have to try hard at all. This last year in high school has been my favorite, and I almost wish I had another year here. Another takeaway is more friends. Before this year started, I lost touch with most of my friends and rarely had time with like any peers. And it's been like really nice having friends and getting to know everybody. Sorry. I'm getting to know everybody. Without this school year, I would have had a completely negative view of school forever. At like multiple points since I was in ninth grade, I debated like dropping out, and I didn't really care if it affected me because I had such a hard time with it. And I'm glad I got the opportunity this year to go to this school and learn about a lot of things I'm actually interested in and have staff that care and want to help. I would like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for all their support. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. My name is Acius Johnson, and I am graduating in one piece. I've been a student at MG21 for 4 years. Those who know me know that my most authentic form shines through my music and poetry as well as painting. I have a deep love for my pets, Ivan my tortoise, and the most adorable bulldog you've ever seen, Millie. I wanted to start by thanking all of my beautiful friends who have helped me through the hardest year of my life. If I could have a conversation with myself from 4 years ago, I would go back and tell her to observe without judgment. Thinking back on it now, it was like watching my life over as a movie or a story. Sometimes the story felt like it didn't belong to me, like I am meant to find myself watching from a distance, not really where I am. I understand now in my coming of age that being strong doesn't mean running from those emotions. It's about feeling every single drop of them, even if they scare you, and learning from the experience. I would warn her of loss, no matter how tightly she could wrap around someone she cared about. And I would tell her to love anyways. This is how you learned that you wouldn't change a thing, that if pain was the price we all pay to love, then you'd do it all over again, and you'd listen closely to your heart. I would warn her of betrayal, and that you're still angry, but you're not. Though in time you will walk past that person, let go, and remember your ability to love. You'll catch yourself smiling at a memory in the blankness of everyday moments because you were able to grow from it. If the feeling she went to sleep with every night had a color, she would paint it on the walls and sit there forever because she thought that believing in something that more than the dark is trusting a moment that doesn't exist. Perhaps believing isn't trusting, but a promise to who you are in your core, to who you are in the dark. The girl who plays guitar while no one watches because every moment I am here, I am alive and I am changing. Shouldn't that be celebrated? I've let too many people tell me who I'm supposed to be. If this was able to be articulated in a way someone else could fully understand, would it sound like me? Would I be more than the middle schooler crying in the hallway? More than the girl with the face piercings and just be? I believe I am every one of me all at once, and I have spent a lot of time trying to feel comfortable in a box, whether that be in a label in a house on a block I've grown up on. But what if not knowing exactly who I am is the whole point? Often I forget how beautiful that is, being lost. That after being hurt over and over, it's a beautiful thing to feel. Oh, to you, my hopeless voice, there's possibility to heal. So project the mapway of your heart and make it real. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. There's a lot of you. Slightly intimidating. Okay. So my name's Logan Mckenna, and I've been a student at MG21 for 4 years. I'm into all things music, art, history, urban planning, academics, and physical fitness. But music has been the biggest part of my life since 8th grade, and I wouldn't ever change that. Creating and experiencing music has helped me through difficult times, and I've learned so much about myself and the world through music. I've learned how much I value individualism through my work with music in and outside of MG21. As Kurt Cobain once said, wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. That's part of the biggest reason I came to this school. To be completely honest, when I first told my parents and friends I was coming to this school, I got a lot of negative feedback. People would say things like, "Isn't the main high school easy enough? Why do you want to go to that school? Isn't it for people who aren't as able?" Through that feedback, I knew to follow my natural gut feeling and intuition, and I went to the interviews anyway. I met the staff, and I got a tour of the school, and that's when I learned that it is okay to follow your own voice. Sometimes you will know what is best for yourself, and you'll know exactly what you need to do. I immediately felt that this would be the right decision. Even though MG21 has its weaknesses, it has allowed me to fully prosper with my talents, and it's allowed me to fully be myself. I don't think I would be who I am and as passionate as I am without this school. I deeply value the connections I made here, and it allowed me to make similar connections across the globe, mostly in places like Russia and Ukraine. That kind of connection was made my freshman year when I surprisingly and unexpectedly developed a small but loyal fan base in Ukraine because of my friend Gloria. She was passionately into my music and acknowledged my talents before anyone, and she was one of the first people that truly supported me. The first song we did together reached around 70,000 plays, which is relatively good for two 15-year-olds across the globe from each other. I would have never made these friendships and bonds without music and this school, and I've inspired many other people to feel the same way I do. I would love to use my connections in music to travel to places like Ukraine and all other countries or states of people I've worked with. I've always felt that music is the only universal language that anyone can fully understand and feel. It can bridge any gap, no matter the difference. But it's not always rainbows and sunshine, as Michelle said already. Stole my line. Yeah, definitely. Through trying times and personal struggles with depression and anxiety during my 4 years of attendance at MG21, I think I built a foundation and set of skills that have helped me develop through my teenage and early adult experiences. When I think back to myself in freshman year, I feel a strong disconnection from that part of my life. I've had so many experiences and things that have influenced me in different ways that it feels untraceable. One thing I do know is that my way of thought and living is almost completely separate from my habits and way of thought now. In March of 2020, MG21 was shut down due to COVID-19. This shook everyone's world, and the events that followed changed my world forever. Everyone I knew then is somebody else now. It feels that not only have I changed, the world around me has as well. But my decisiveness has gotten stronger, only because it's been easier to adapt than it is to plan. I've had no choice but to watch and observe others. Life has not been simple or easy for anyone because of things we could not have been prepared for. I've grown in immeasurable ways socially and intellectually. I've become close with countless individually talented people who have helped me down a path I haven't had to seriously question yet. Although we all carry uncertainty, we still have confidence in where we're going due to these supportive people. At MG21, we have such a strong staff and community that we are able to make it through the pandemic and pull through as a stronger school as a whole. My biggest strength as a learner has become my intensity and persistence. As Gene says, I think with your intensity, you could do anything. But it wasn't always this way. In my previous school settings, I struggled to find focus, and I didn't find any value in the learning style. MG21 has allowed me to discover the skill within myself and be able to use it in and outside of a school setting. After MG21, I'd like to continue my passion with music and my other passions and continue to learn more about my several other interests. I'd like to learn more about my interests academically and find outlets to express myself properly through academics. I'd also like to continue finding ways to express myself through the arts and express academic subjects through the arts. That's a lot of words. Crossing these borders and boundaries is still a challenge to me. I've had to learn the art of presentation and reflection in order to express myself in an effective enough way to show my progress as an artist, student, and as a human. These challenges have become some of my biggest strengths as a student thanks to MG21. When I reflect on all of this, I think back to something my 6th grade teacher, Mr. Romero, said to me when I ran into him at a Walmart. I think this showed us how much we really need each other. I'd like to thank Gene for being so supportive and for his literature circles, especially his stories that take everyone by surprise. I don't know what I would do without the several poop stories. I'd also like to thank Paul Marks for doing whatever it is that he does. Joel, thank you for your very underrated contributions to the school, and thank you for being the token new guy. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you, FB, for supporting me through some of my toughest times and always being there when I needed you during the pandemic when nobody else was. Thank you.
When you attend a graduation ceremony at a traditional American high school, above all else, there's a feeling of excitement in the air. I have friends who've graduated from traditional high schools, and they always have many of the same things to say. Finally, we're done with school, and to them, it feels like breathing a sigh of relief. We are not at a traditional high school, though, and I think that you'll find that there are very few of us here who are graduating today who cannot wait to leave this school. We all come to MG21 from a plethora of different backgrounds. Some of us needed a more personalized learning environment, some needed a smaller school size, some of us needed a new place to be, and some, like me, really just needed to graduate. But regardless of where we come from or why we end up here, we all play a crucial role in making our school what it is. My name is Liv Milhone, and to me, stepping through the doors of MG21 feels like coming home. I am what our school so lovingly calls a super senior, meaning that I'm 19 years old and this is my second try at my senior year. A year ago, my plan was to drop out of school completely. That was the furthest I'd ever thought ahead. I didn't have any life plans, goals, or aspirations. I was stuck in a loop of hopelessness in my own head, and I really did not think I would ever escape that. I don't know what made me decide to come back to school this year, to give it one more go, but I'm so happy that I did. MG21 has been the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I'm so thankful for everything this school has given me. Being part of a community that is so imperfectly perfect, so dysfunctionally functional, has saved my life more times than anyone who's in this community could ever possibly know. I've spent the last 2 weeks filled to the brim with sadness at the thought of leaving and fearing the unknown of my future. I've grieved the feeling of losing the community that has rescued me from myself time and time again. Today, though, as sad as I am, all I can keep thinking about is how grateful I am for everything that has gotten me to this point. I'm graduating high school, I'm attending Hamlin University with my best friend in the whole entire world, and I'm living each day and enjoying being alive for the first time in years. So on this day, my graduation day, your graduation day, I'm choosing to be filled with love. The sorrow can come later, and I'm sure that it will. But for now, I'm choosing to be grateful for every person I've met through this school and for every person in my life. I'm grateful to every staff member of the school, Joel for speaking up for students, Rebecca for continuing to put her everything into this school, even through all of her life stressors, Stacy and Jean for being a beautiful couple and so full of love for each other every single day, and Michelle for helping me rediscover my love of learning and science. I'm enormously thankful for Paul Marks for being the male role model that I have lacked throughout my life. I don't know what I'm going to do without you. Thank you to Mr. Groff, my guidance counselor, for pushing me through the last 5 years. We have known each other for so long. Thank you to my brothers and your never-ending support, even when I'm being a heathen. And to my mom for being strong enough to push through every obstacle life throws you. And to Finley, the amazing tiny person who saved me just by being born 2 years ago. I hope I can be the older sister that you deserve as you grow and discover all the beautiful, messy things about life. Thank you to Luna for being the most incredible, unexpected surprise this school year has brought me. You have lit up my life like sunshine. Thank you to all of you. To my graduating class of 2022, I am so proud of every single one of you. I did it, you did it, we did it. We are a powerful group of 17, 18, and 19-year-olds. We've been through unimaginable hardships, and we've survived them. So go start your sustainable farms. Go to the college that's halfway across the country. Go do whatever it is that feels right in your heart, and take with you a piece of every one of your classmates. And in my next steps, I'll take with me a piece of every one of you, too. Thank you.
All right. Well, hello everyone. My name is Isaac Russell. A little bit about myself is that I started my educational journey here at MG21 my sophomore year, and before that, I was homeschooled for practically my whole life. My mom, right there, was my teacher for that time. It was weird. One moment, she could be yelling at me to do my math, and the next to clean my room. Sometimes I don't even know which one I was getting yelled at for. Then I would have to gamble between taking the garbage out or finishing problems 2 through 24 and hoping I chose the right one to appease her. It was like playing Russian roulette as a 5-year-old. One of the reasons for my success at MG21 was because of Michelle. Her no BS type of teaching was a perfect fit for me, and although I might not have appreciated it at the time, I definitely did not. I look back and have nothing but gratitude for her, pushing me to get my best work done. Throughout the years, I would also work closely with Gene. Whether it was a woodshop project or one of his classes, he was always encouraging to me, cracking jokes with his old man sense of humor. All the members of the staff played an important role of helping me be here today, but most importantly, they all believed that I would be standing right here in front of you. Something valuable that I learned from my mom is that you shouldn't be afraid to fail. There have been many times I look back in the past and think of what could have happened, but I didn't take advantage of the opportunities. I'd always believed that failure was horrible, and I was so scared to fail that I would be too intimidated to try. The mentality shift came when I saw failure as a learning opportunity instead of a mistake. To seek chances to fail and learn that failure is okay, and as long as you don't let that failure define you and the choices that you make moving forward. In the end, what better way is there to live than to not fear failure? So as we look around here today at all the people who made us who we are, I know it feels like we're saying goodbye, but we will carry a piece of each other into everything we do next to remind us who we are. So thank you to everyone who helped me be here today. And thank you, Mom, for getting me through 18 years of life. I've had a great few years with you all, and I'll miss you all very much.
Hi, I'm Luna Small, and I use she/they pronouns. I enjoy playing the cello, reading, hanging out with friends, and occasionally writing. There's a quote I'd like to share. It's from Jim Carrey's commencement speech, and it goes something like this. After you walk through these doors today, you only ever have 2 choices, love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart. I've made many choices and decisions this year, and I've close to 9 times out of 10 chosen love. I made great friends by choosing love. I met my girlfriend by choosing love. I've done classes I have enjoyed doing and classes I didn't enjoy doing by choosing love. I have a very vague idea of what I want to do after high school because I chose love. Everyone at this school has had a part of who I am at this podium, especially a handful of those I consider my friends and supporters of me when I've needed them to be. The teachers all had great classes. My friends have supported me in tough times. My girlfriend and family have been the greatest supporters since the start of this school year as I figure myself out and all my issues. One of the biggest things I've figured out about myself this year is that I'm a transgendered female. Daily, I struggle with body dysmorphia and body dysphoria. I struggle with people calling me male-gendered terms at work. I struggle with being happy in the body I currently have. And I struggle with some bad thoughts when dysphoria is at its worst. It seems as though all that I try to do, like printing out my pronouns at work, wearing feminine clothes, talking things through with my family, my girlfriend, my therapist, nothing does what it should or what I hope it will. Earlier this week, I had a huge day of euphoria. So much that I can't describe how euphoric it felt for me to have. It was such a relief to myself to have something about myself feel like it was going my way. That feeling of euphoria heavily surpassed previous times of euphoria That feeling of euphoria heavily surpassed previous times of euphoria I've felt within the last few months. It didn't matter that it was only a small amount of euphoria against all the dysphoria. It completely made up for all the misgendering I face at work, all the dysphoria I've had about myself, and all the horrible thoughts I've had recently. And I know that that feeling is going to be felt again when I get my first dose of estrogen, and again when my body starts showing the effects of the estrogen. If I was close to crying with the euphoria this week, I'm positive a few tears of joy will be shed with a first dose of estrogen. My biggest thanks goes to Liv, my wonderful, smart, caring girlfriend, my parents, my brother, and the teachers here at MG21, especially Marks with our inconsistent weekly meetings. Other thanks go to my extended family for being supportive of me and to my amazing group of friends. I love each and every one of all of you, and I truly appreciate everything you've done for me, even if it was something small, like giving me jewelry or making large efforts in any accidental dead naming. I can't ever think of where I'd be without the support I've had, without crying about how supportive everyone has been for me. You all make life so much better to be in, especially you, Liv. You've made me challenge my trauma with losing Kayla, my dog, who had been there ever since I was born. Everyone here, named or unnamed, has had a huge impact on my life, even if you guys don't realize it.
Hello. Hi. My name is Jaden Swan, and I came to MG21 so I could network with people that chose the alternative path. I wanted more freedom in my education, and I wanted to be part of a culture that promoted the expansion of perspectives, artistic expression, trust in the community rather than fear. Through MG21, I have been able to experience an education that balances both the intellectual and emotional growth. When I think of my intellectual growth, Sector 67 is the first thing that comes to mind. The first time I walked through the doors, I remember being surrounded by machines and tools I didn't know the name of or how to use, and I loved that. My sophomore year, I decided to build an electric bike. This project is one of the most important in my relationship with the trades, not because it was the most challenging project I undertook, but because it was the project that had the most growth and exposure. I had a lot of questions and advice. I had to ask a lot of questions and advice from the coordinator of sector, Chris Meyer, to complete that project. Further down the line, I completed other more complicated projects, such as designing and building multiple off-grid solar-powered systems and replacing the head gasket in my car. Thanks to his personality of patience and guidance, I am standing here today. A necessary part of the initiation process from a boy to a man is the mentorship of a skilled and knowledgeable adult, capable of guiding him from one world into another. I was partially initiated through Chris and the community of Sector 67. I will take that gift with me through the rest of my life, hoping to pass down the knowledge and perspectives I was given. He and the extended community of Sector 67 have become part of my family. A few of them are here today. Chris, Heather, Eric, and Mark, I would like to especially thank for giving myself and others these unaffordable gifts. My emotional growth is illustrated through restorative justice. My journey with restorative justice began in 6th grade, where I could attend RJ classes instead of math. My freshman advisor, Ian Lowe, convinced me to join in high school. RJ is the opposite of our current punitive, punishment, and isolation-based justice system. Rather than relying on fear and shame, restorative justice holds the values of building and sustaining healthy relationships within a community, then repairing the harm when it occurs. I've integrated these concepts into my life. Along my journey of self-reflection, I have found many faults, one of which being apologizing and owning when I have hurt others. It would break my heart to think I could have failed my friend, partner, or family in supporting them through the chaos of life. In the past, I would invest my efforts in the wrong manner, giving others what I craved rather than what they needed. I am an addict of love, and I used to believe that love is something we find and hold on to, fearing the day it will die or disappear. I believe this showed strength and loyalty, when in practice this has proven to me the single best way to suffocate love and connection in my life. This miscommunication of love language has tainted many relationships in my life, and I'm so glad I can see that and have the opportunity to change it. The longest and fullest relationship I've experienced has had many disagreements and change. This is my friendship with Logan Mckenna. This natural dissonance and our ability to digest and create new perspectives on that dissonance is why we are so close, yet with so much space and freedom. Our love unconsciously follows the concept of anti-fragility, and that is why this friendship has survived many years. I thank him for those years. It has been an honor to meet you and get to know you along with your brother. I come from a musical family, and one thing I regret from the past 4 years is being too jealous and scared to invest in my own musical ability. I felt threatened by my father's and my grandfather's successes in the arts. The fear of not being skillful or talented enough unfortunately outweighed my desire for genuine expression, connection with my family, and generational healing. Because of my inability to overcome this jealousy and fear, I have now forever lost this opportunity, as all of these family members are now dead. The death of these individuals, the death of past relationships, and the death of this high school experience has helped me to understand that we are given a finite amount of time and a finite amount of life. I missed out on extremely valuable opportunities due to my fear, jealousy, and resentment. I hope that my peers, lower-classmen, and anyone who knows what I'm talking about gains inspiration to take small steps towards deconstructing our unnecessary and damaging fear of the world and the people in it. Sustainability is a value that I've held my entire life. I am obsessed with sustainability for the sole reason that it is in opposition to our current society. I believe a world can exist where people are educated and confident in digesting fear and creating love. A goal I've held since 9th grade is to one day build an off-grid sustainable community that upholds restorative justice and the stewardship of the soul and planet. In respect to this vision, I plan to travel south this fall and explore already established alternative communities that follow similar principles. I wonder what the people there are like and how they view the world. I really believe that the way forward is understanding our personal psyche and realigning our cognitive dissonance, putting the fault aside and taking responsibility for our family's generational trauma, of our society's generational trauma, and healing it. While we work on our personal psyche, we heal the collective psyche, which indirectly heals our planet. As I leave here, I'd like to remind the younger students to trust in your talent and your ability to create community through vulnerable expression. Feed your passions before they die, and let your visions guide you. Don't wait for the perfect time, because that does not exist. I would like to especially thank Jessica Frayne for getting me into the school, facilitating amazing conversation, and being a wonderful friend I can always count on for support. Orion Wells for reinstating RJ at MG21 and being so understanding and helpful. Jean Delcourt for playing the role of a father when one was not present. Ian Lowe for always believing in me and being deeply concerned about my well-being. My mom, Conchetta Swan, for a miraculous commitment to self-reflection and understanding, along with supporting me for the past 18 years. Rebecca, for starting the school and giving this opportunity to kids who need it. The rest of the staff and board that supports MG21, along with the seniors when I was a freshman, for delivering a culture that was unforgettable. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you know what they save the best for last. Just gotta say it. Okay. Okay, this is the day we never thought would come, or for some of us, it's the day we couldn't wait to come. And now that it's here, I'm sorry it is, because it means leaving friends who inspire us and teachers who have been our mentors. I've been going to MG21 since my sophomore year, and let me say, it has been quite the experience. I've experienced copious amounts of love and respect from my teachers and peers, amazing friendships, and learned so much about myself. One thing that I strongly believe in is that everything happens for a reason. Everything ends up falling in place just when it's supposed to, just like my experience here. This school is full of people who inspire each other to be better, and that's the one thing I'll miss about MG21. Our staff here is really so special. Not only are they great mentors and teachers, but they're great friends too. Every single one of our teachers will go out of their way to make sure that you are okay and that you get the help that you need. Our senior wilderness trip was definitely one of the main things I'll take away from this year. Tears were shed, but there was so much laughing, and most importantly, there was bonding. Bonding with the people we get to spend this day with, so thank you guys for being the best group of people I could be graduating with. While this school inspires me so much, my ultimate inspiration comes from my parents. They've always told me I could do anything I wanted to do or be whoever I wanted to be. My parents got divorced when I was 5, and they continued to show my brother Aiden and I what a great friendship looks like. They filled both of our houses with music, books, dance parties, and so much more. I love you guys so much, and thank you for being my guidepost for everything. Growing up, I spent my weekends with my grandparents. I was either camping or spending the night at my grandma's house. My grandpa was my best friend. We spent every moment together, even if that was napping in the recliner together to playing at the park across the street. Unfortunately, he lost his battle to cancer in 2006, so our time was cut short together. I know he's here with me today, just not in the way I would have wanted. As we sit here listening to what everyone has to say, be thankful for the time that you've had here. It truly is a blessing in disguise. Thank you, MG21, for the best high school experience I could have asked for. Thank you for Michelle for pushing me to do my stuff. Sorry. Sorry. Thank you to FB for being a mother figure when no one else was, and for really just being the mom of the school. And everybody else really just had a really big impact on me. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you all. That was amazing. And now to award the Gerald and Ann Nelson MG21 Student Scholarship, I'm pleased to introduce board member, vice president, co-founder of this school, Phil McDade.
Good evening. I'm honored to present this scholarship tonight to one of our graduating seniors. We are graced, and that's a word I don't use lightly. We are graced tonight again with the presence of Jerry and Ann, and we appreciate their continued support of our school. It means a lot to all of us. The student that we have selected for this year's Gerald and Ann Nelson Scholarship is a person who has demonstrated a positive attitude and dedication to his family, faith, and education. His mission statement for senior year is, "I will help others in need and never judge people without knowing where they are coming from. I will never veer away from a challenge, fear the unknown, or make excuses. I will understand the things I cannot control and learn from them." This student plans to attend Milwaukee Technical College in the fall to pursue his plans to study physical therapy and then transfer to the University of Wisconsin to finish out his schooling. We are pleased to award this year's Jerry and Ann Nelson MG21 Student Scholarship to Isaac Russell.
Me again. The Cole Fellowship is what I get to present. The intent of the Herb Cole Educational Foundation Student Initiative Scholarship is to recognize students who are putting forth extraordinary effort to do their best in the classroom and have overcome significant obstacles or adversity. Scholarship winners show strong promise for succeeding in a post-secondary environment, as evidenced by a well-rounded, solid secondary school performance, and should demonstrate a high level of motivation to achieve. Our scholarship recipient was chosen by the staff and faculty at MG21 for their remarkable strength and resilience, and the astonishing amount of growth we have seen in their time with us. It is an honor to present the 2022 Herb Cole Education Foundation Student Initiative Scholarship to Olivia Milhone, who will be attending Hamline University in the fall to study psychology.
do I get one of these microphones? Nope, not working. Is it working? Hey everyone, welcome. Thanks for, I know you're here for the Wet Wipe Show. If you don't know, we've been a band that's been performing around the world, but more specifically, we got our start with the MG21 community at graduations. And so we appreciate you. I know this was labeled as a graduation, but truly we're here for tryouts, to be honest. If you can see in years past, if you've seen some of our shows, I had an additional member up here. But as we know, as this senior class knows really well, that change happens and change comes, and sometimes we have to adjust and create new, exciting opportunities. And so I'd like to welcome Joel, and he'll introduce himself. And I also want to thank the senior class for fundraising all year long to get us to come back. We're not cheap. At the same time, if you want to donate, there's a case here. Anything you want to add, we welcome. We'll take any. Yeah, we'll take not just money, Venmo. Yep. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I thought this audition was gonna be in your basement, man. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people here.
You okay with that? I mean, it's a big deal. We're a big band.
I think I'm ready for this.
Okay.
I think I can do this. Yeah.
All right.
A little different from your basement, but I'm ready to rock.
When have you been in my basement? When did that happen? I wasn't there.
That one
Okay.
time we rocked.
This is really good so far. Perfect.
All right. Well, I'm a little nervous about this audition here. There we go. There we go. Thank you out there in the crowd. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now we got him going. How's the sound over there, everybody? Can you hear it? Okay. Logan said lower. Lot lower. All right, we're going to kick this one off. So I wrote this one specifically for this audition. It has to do with some of the folks here today, sitting to my left. This amazing group of young folks. In the class where Liv sat down, she procrastinated all day long. She wore her Wu-Tang shirt and shared deep thoughts with us all. Now for Luna, she has a lot.
Why'd you stop?
What's going on, man?
You can't play with a cowbell? In the back, I mean, there are other instruments, but your guitar in our band.
You're right.
You
You're
think
right.
you
You're
can
right.
handle it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
Let's try it.
We'll try it again.
Cool.
Start over.
Cool. I like the cowbell.
Okay.
Yeah. Now for Luna, she has a lot. Post-it notes and plays the cello. And she's all about social justice. She'll do good for the world you see. I see what you're doing with the cowbell, and I like it. I like it.
Makes
We
a difference,
needed
doesn't
that.
it? Yeah.
We needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I go
Appreciate
on?
You recognizing
Should I go
that, yeah.
on with
Keep
another?
going. It's your audition.
Hey, Malcolm, you've been asleep. Now it's time to get to school. And you have 15 alarms. When you're here, it feels real cool.
It was good. But, you know, do you all, I mean, you've seen our shows, right? Do you feel like something's missing? There's a sound missing, right? What? Wait.
What was that?
What is that?
What was that in the crowd?
What is that? That's something familiar. Oh my gosh!
sounds-
It's Jesse
It
Frayne, one of
sounds
the
beautiful.
founding members,
It sounds beautiful, too.
one of the original members of the Wet Wipes.
Whoa,
Wow.
look at this.
So, I'm not sure what you're wearing. Like, totally moved on, haven't you?
There it is.
Thanks for showing up, though. Here, you want to say anything about our band?
Give me a second.
All right.
I gotta get prepared here.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. I just want these guys to know quick, I did not move on. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what this is. Did you replace me? Anyway, where were we? Continue.
Okay.
I'm better than you.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to rock? You got that flute? All right. As for Mary, she has a lot of weird dolls that she keeps, and she gets them at Goodwill, where she works, and that is sweet. Miriam, you care about important things in the world, and you'll go so very far. In Vermont, you'll be a star. Keep going. Bella stays in a blanket cocoon 'cause she's cold. Turn up the heat, and she'll always find a way to get things done. That's pretty neat.
What do you think? What?
Meh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good though. He's cute.
He's
Whatever.
cute.
Can we? I have an idea though. I feel like we're missing like one more
Yeah.
thing.
Is there
here.
another sound?
Is there like I don't?
Oh!
What is that?
Oh!
What is that?
Oh
Look at this!
Percussion!
This guy has
Oh
been
my God.
looking for a part of this band
my
for
God.
years.
Yikes. That wasn't the sound we were missing, but you know what? Let's keep him up here. That's cool. Ian Lowe, everybody.
I've waited my whole life to be invited to try out for the Wet Wipes. This is
It's a
it
big
for me.
deal. Joel, though, can you? If you haven't noted, we're like a metal grunge band. Like if you.
Yeah.
So do you think you could sing in a little bit more like throaty?
Look at
Yeah,
trying to
something
sing.
like that.
I
Try it
heard a
out.
Screamo.
Screamo?
Yeah.
Screamo. All right. Kaylee's done.
Yes.
Donation drives for the people because she cares, and all the things that she has got are in the school. They're everywhere. ACS, you artist, you capture beauty, and that's a gift. And your bulldog is such a blast. His teeth jut out of his upper lip. Logan has the reddest hair and some fans in Ukraine, and he plays a mean guitar. I hope he remembers us in his fame.
Woo! Wow. How do we think Ian and Joel are doing? Are they okay? Yeah? Yeah, it still feels a little incomplete, and the stage has more space. I wonder if there's, there was a young person last year that was our biggest fan that we brought to the stage and honored with a T-shirt, which is a big deal. I wonder if he's here tonight. Oh!
What's
Whoa!
that in the crowd?
Oh!
What's that
Oh!
in the crowd?
MG21 Governance Board member.
Woo!
Raiden. No arms, no sleeveless jacket. All right, you ready? We're gonna take it home.
All right.
All
the instruments are ready?
I think maybe like a
Ready enough.
higher pitch voice.
Oh, man.
Like something real high.
Just like better though.
Yeah.
This is the hardest.
Like do
Th-
more.
This is okay.
Do
I'm gonna
better.
try this out.
Okay.
Here we go.
Ready?
Jaden's deep, deep is,
Is that not working for you? Do you need to go somewhere
and
else?
he knows
Okay.
a thing or two. I hope that he can find the path to save the earth for me and you.
Okay. That was the wrong choice. I'm really sorry about that.
Thank you for stopping that.
Yeah. Do you need this?
What did you do to our band, Paul?
It's an audition. I haven't accepted anyone. We're good. Go back.
Regular style.
Yeah.
Jacob is my very best friend, and he's got toys for boys and girls. He loves nice and he likes to sing, and he plays with remote control things. And for Isaac, you sweat a lot when we play in the gym. He shoots threes in my face, but that's okay, we still love him. Ashton, you're a very kind soul, playing Isaac in basketball. You laugh a lot when you're at school, and it's alright, 'cause you're real dang cool. Alright, here we
Hold
go.
on. So, to complete this, could we have some words here we'd love the senior class to sing with us. So if you could come up. No? Come on. It's your opportunity. You'll never get another opportunity with the wet wipes. Any brave souls? Let's go. Yeah.
Here we go.
Woo!
Welcome them up to the stage, everybody. Welcome them up to the stage.
Yay! Woo! All right. Hold on.
All right.
Jaden, you need the cowbell.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Everybody have their lyrics down there? All right, so we're going to need the help of the senior class here, and the fans, the crowd can jump in for this one. So, it's time for the chorus. And it goes. We all live in the 21 family, the 21 family, the 21 family. We all live in the 21 family, the 21 family, the 21 family. One more time. We all live in the 21 family, the 21 family, the 21 family. I lied one more time. We all live in the 21 family, the 21 family, the 21 family. Thank you, everybody. Also, you may notice there is an open case right here for donations for if anybody felt they liked the sound. And last, but definitely not least, it's time for the gift.
We don't have a t-shirt thrower. Yeah. But hold on, ready?
These are real wet wipes tour shirts for every senior. May they rock. Malcolm. Mary. Yes.
That's it.
Thank you, everybody.
So now, hi, I'm Stacy. Hi. Hi. So now it's the time you've all been waiting for. It's time for the presentation of diplomas. So the first diploma goes to Marion Kathleen Babinchek. Congratulations, Mary. I don't know. Next, we have Miriam Alitza Bloom. Ashton Mark Botts. Jacob Ryan Costello.
Thank you, Stacy. You are so positive.
Congratulations. Malcolm Matthias Hansen. Acia Sky Johnson. Logan Michael McKenna. Olivia Jolie Milhone. Unfortunately, Isabella Suzanne Novak couldn't be with us tonight, but we want her to know that we love her and we're very proud of her. Isaac Dennis Russell. Luna Small. Jaden Vincent Swan. And Kaylee Ray Terhall. One more round of applause for the class of 2022. Congratulations. Woo!
Oh, it's the cord that keeps pulling it back. They came and adjusted this a number of times and they put it forward and it just goes back. I thought it was magic. You guys, I have no recollection of this, but last year, apparently I went off on a tangent about this tree that I'm going to avoid this year, except to point out, just look at it. It's an amazing being, and it's witnessing this night, as it's witnessed many, many things. This tree was alive before Ho-Chunks were citizens, and this is Ho-Chunk land, and just something I've learned from being around Ho-Chunk people these last 30 years is that there are times when it's really, really important for us to take a minute and recognize that at this very moment on this particular day in 2022, we get to honor you for your achievements. And so I just thought it would be apropos to share with you and to sing for you a rousing rendition of I've Been Working on the Railroad. No, a Ho-Chunk honor song. And I learned it from some friends, and they said use it in the appropriate times, and this is as appropriate as they get. So I'd like to ask you all to stand up, if you all would, because this is an honor song. I normally would sing this 4 times through, but I'm only going to sing it twice because it's getting cold.
Hi. I'm Rebecca Fox-Blair. I'm the Executive Director of MG21. I'd like to thank a few people without whom this graduation would not be possible. Thank you to Stacy Levin for all her tireless work creating grad signs, programs, our school yearbook, and coordinating tonight's event. Thank you to Will, Nimmo, and Brennan and their team for streaming tonight's event and all the audio and sound for tonight. Thank you to the entire MG21 staff for their compassionate and dedicated work over this entire year. Thank you to administrators Melissa Hahn and Shelby Steele for their guidance, support, advice. And thank you to the MG21 Governance Board for helping us navigate yet another wild and challenging year. This year, in addition to our graduates, we also say farewell to some pivotal members of our MG21 family. Teacher and mentor and dear colleague Paul Marks, Governance Board Vice President, co-founder, and advocate for MG21, Phil McDade, and educator and board member, Tom Howe. Thank you all for your service to MG21. You'll be greatly missed. So if you know me, you know I'm kind of cheesy. So there's an old Beatles song that says, "All you need is love." And love has been a theme of this year's speeches and comments, and I think I know the reason why. The world feels like a hard place right now, and the best coping strategy, really the only coping strategy, is to try to find love and joy and push back against this. You, graduates, MG21 class of 2022, stand at a crossroads. And like Luna said, you have 2 choices: to follow the path of fear or to follow a path of love. Fear is what some want us to focus on. It's an easier path. But we know the truth. Love is more powerful than fear. It has the power to help you grow spiritually, intellectually, and emotionally, and to become the kind of people this world so badly needs right now. Ultimately, we must live out of love because love can change the world. When I think of these graduating seniors, I feel great love for them all, and I have great hope for the world. Before you are social justice fighters, advocates for sustainable living, artists, musicians, counselors, writers, healers, philosophers, builders, change makers, and people who believe that love is the answer. Graduates, as you head out on the road today, remember to always lean into your beliefs and your convictions, to seek knowledge always, and be willing to take risks to do the right thing. The journey does not end today, it's just the beginning. Thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate with us. We hope you'll stay and join us for some cake and punch. Please join me in congratulating the MG21 class of 2022. Thank you so much.